Hello everyone, welcome to our video lecture series of irrigation engineering. In the last lecture, we have covered the cross section of this canal and described these components and also discuss about the most economical section of the canal. So today we are going to continue this topic with other components, and in last we are going to find out how to find the depth of cutting, right? So let's start with the other components. So our next component is borrow pit. First I want to show you the figure. So this is your borrow pit. It is at the center of the base of this canal cutting. It is at the center of canal cutting base. So let's start to understand about it. So what is borrow pit? So the borrow pits are a small pit which are dug to obtain the extra earth from making banks if the soil obtained from the cutting is not sufficient. So why we use this borrow pit? In this extension I show you that, let's jump to figure again. If this cutting material is not sufficient to make this filling or this embankment, then the extra earth should be get from this borrow pit. Okay, so from this borrow pit we add a excess of earth material to make the embankment. The borrow pits are usually located at the distance of 4D to 6D away from the outer toe of the bank, where the D is full supply depth. In case of main canals and big branches, a minimum clearance distance of 10 meters is usually left between the outer toe of bank. So we have to make a distance between outer bank to the this borrow pit is about to 10 meter. Here then the borrow pit, to note down the point located either inside the channel or are more preferred than the channel external. So one, if because such internal borrow excavated can outside the canal the volume of water discharge, then we are know it as a external borrow pits. And if they are excavated somewhere within the channel, they are known as a internal borrow pit. It is used because if it is properly located here, then the get we have to note down the point that due course of internal time after running the channel are more preferred than spoil the section external one. Because that borrow pit, the internal borrow field can increase the volume after some time with water discharge silt content. Okay, into the canal section the main problem is silting, right? Also it is used because if it is properly located, then they get silted up in the due course of time after running the channel. It is and do not spoil the section. Non so economical. That borrow it is not economical. Will be filled to do this. Also, it is used because if it is properly located, then they get silted up in the due course of time after running the channel and do not spoil the section. So that borrow pit will be filled after some time with the silt content. Okay, into the canal section the main problem is silting, right? Due to it will reduce the discharge of water. So we have to discard that silt from that canal sections. That is major problem or non economical. It is not economical to do the same canal diversion work. We have to make weir barrier, that type of structure to retain the water upside of the from the downside, right? So this borrow pit will be used. So now the bed of the canal, the borrow pits may be located in the center of the section as I show you into the figure, with their maximum width equal to the half the bed width of the channel. Okay, obviously let's move to the figure again. So this is the center of the base bed, right? It is located at the center of the base section. Its maximum width is equal to the half of the bed width. That means this is the bed which is of B, and the borrow pit width is B by 2. So it is a half of the width of cross section channel, and the depth of this channel should not be more than 1 meter. So this is the in between successive borrow pits along the length of the channel, a minimum distance equal to half the length of the borrow pit. Borrow pits along the length, okay, why? Because they may become breeding place for mosquitoes and maybe source of malaria. Obviously, if there is a water lock outside the canal, then it will make some nuisance, right? We learn it in environmental engineering or environmental science, or in other chapters, that what can water logging can affect to the earth or to the environment, right? Other chapters, that what can water logging can affect to the earth or to the environment, right? That's why this is the also point that we use, and that is more preferable way to inside a borrow pit, to make a borrow pit inside the canal. Also, the inside borrow pit may be located at the center of canal. The idea behind this is the borrow pit will act as a water pocket where the silt will be deposited, and ultimately the canal bed will get leveled up. So that's it. This is the basic about borrow pit. Another main point is about the land width. The total land required for the construction of channel is divided into two parts. First one is permanent land and temporary land. Second one, the permanent land is the land which will be required permanently during the after construction of the channel. The width of the permanent land is the distance between the outer two of the banks of the channel plus a few meters. Few meters, that means up to the 1.5 meter only on both sides of the construction of a drain or planting trees. During the construction period of the canal, some extra land is required for the storage of materials and machineries near the site of construction where we want to borrow the pits. This extra land is called temporary land width. It is returned to the owner after construction there, paying suitable charges. So we will get that land on leaf while we are making these canals or borrow pits or etc. Right? After that successful construction, we give it return to the landlord to that land with charges. Right? We have to pay him to use his land. So this is these are the component. Okay. Now let's jump to the design of most economical section. So let's see the example. Please be concentrated because you have to write this example on your own. So what is the example is, calculate the balancing depth for a channel section having a bed width equal to 18 meter. So the bed width is 18 meter and the side slope of 1 gem 1 in cutting and 2 gem 1 in filling. So the slide slope, that means here it is 1 gem 1. We hear that the cutting slide slope has more steeper than the filling slide slope. So that's why here the cutting slide slope is 1 gem 1. It is much steeper than 2 gem 1, right? So 2 horizontal, then 1 vertical. The bank embankment are kept 3 meter higher than the ground level. From the ground level, depth for which excavation crest width of the bank is kept as a 2 meter. So this is find out crest width, the most of the economical section, which is considered as a 2 meter here from the both side. That material volume is equal to ratio summation of height of this beam is 3 meter and the slope gradient is 2 meter. Then the distance from here to here is 6 meter. Obviously 3 into 2 is considered as a 6 meter. Total material, so both sides 6 meter. So volume width of this embankment, this both material will be 14 meter. Cutting is equal to 6 filling. 12 plus 2 is considered as 14 meter. So next, understand how to find out this depth. Be the balancing. So you can see here the if the depth cross section, excavation and filling become equal. Let's consider the cutting first. So this D should be your cutting has the shape of the trapezoidal, which has the base width of 18 meter. It is the and the side slope for which excavation and filling become equal. And the depth is considered as a small. We have to D find out how to find out the area of economical section. We have to design. So there is one equation. Please note down this equation. To find material volume is equal to section. So area should be BD plus ND square material. Okay. B means width. Okay. D means depth. BD. Okay. This total material volume is equal to this both material volume. Cutting is equal to filling. So next, understand how to find out this depth. So you can see here the cross section. So and there is one equation. Gradient of slide this equation to find out the gradient of trapezoidal section. The slope. Area should be which is denoted by plus n d square, and d is your depth of B means width, d means depth, right? BD plus n d putting square. The value n is into the gradient of slide square. Okay. From the equation I common here d slope. So what is denoted by small n? 18 meter, and d is your depth of this and channel, right? 1d is common, right? So what is n? Here n is 1 gem 1. So putting the value into the is 1 BD plus, which is denoted by small n, and d is your depth of this channel section, right? So what is the area of cutting? 18 plus d into bracket into d meter square. Now find out the area of filling. So same here is also trapezoidal section. Again the equation is same, BD plus ND square. What is B here? The B is here considered as a 2 meter. Okay, because the width of bank should be 2 meter here. So and D is 3 meter. So B into D plus N कितना है यहाँ पे? N should be considered as a 2 because N is horizontal gradient 2, right? Here n is 1 because the gradient is 1 gem 1. Here n is equal to 2 because the gradient is 2 gem 1. Hope you can understand what I am telling you. So from the equation BD plus ND square, you will find out the area of filling, which should be 48 meter square. Now equating this cutting and filling, so what should we get? 18 plus D into D is equal to area of filling, which is 48. So equation should be 18 plus D into D is equal to 48. Now we have equation. Multiply this D into this bracket. So D square plus 18D minus, take 48, positive 48 here from the equal side. So it should be minus. So D square plus 18D minus 48 is equal to 0. So there should be a two values of D. So neglecting the negative sign, so the D should be 2.35 meter. So the balancing depth, which is denoted here by small d, should be 2.35. So after calculating this area, the area of cutting and filling should be same. Put the value of this balancing depth 2.35 into this 2.35 small d. So the area of cutting and area of filling should be the, sorry, when you find out the volume, then it should be the same. Clear? So guys, revision this example, we covered our topic up to here. So yes, goodbye, see you into the next lecture.